Yo.
Yep.
What's up, y'all? It's me, Toy Nathan, here back again. Post Rumble with my friend Tim. This obviously gonna be
Hi.
a little bit longer. And disclaimer: spoiler alert. So if you haven't watched it yet, don't watch this video because
That's
there will
probably wise.
be spoilers. So this is my
Unmarked
channel.
spoilers, even.
This is my channel, so we're gonna do this my way. So I'm thinking we're gonna do the single matches first, and then we'll do the Rumble, the women's and men's.
That seems like a good idea.
So I didn't watch any of the pre-show except for the women's tag team match.
Neither did I.
So
I never do.
I only watched the women's tag team match, and the only reason why I even watched that, I didn't even know that they were like gonna do in the pre-show.
No.
I just got lucky because I accidentally happened to turn it on, and then they happened to be like the last thing. It was like almost, it's almost over. So I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and set it up just in case it might not work or it might not go through, and I would have to figure out some other way to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I turned it on, and I was like, oh shit, they're fighting. I'm like, oh, maybe I should
how
pay
nice.
attention.
How nice.
How nice. So I was like, okay, so I did watch that. Did you see that or no?
Yes, I did actually see that.
So, what did you think? Like,
I thought it was a good match. It wasn't a world beater of a match because I don't. The problem with having two monster heels like Nia and Shayna together is that you have to at the same time feed their size while also, when they're up against someone like Asuka and Charlotte, showing them to be vulnerable. And it's a very difficult line to walk, and I don't think they are particularly good at it with the with Nia and Shayna together.
Right.
So it wasn't a bad match, also because I just don't think Charlotte and Asuka is capable of having a bad match with someone who is even remotely talented, and both Nia and Shayna are, perfectly fine wrestlers.
Yeah.
The only thing I have to say about it is basically that it's a good match. Not more than that. I understand why it was on the pre-show. I have a problem. We can take that now, we can wait until later if necessary. But I have a problem with the current Ric Flair storyline.
Oh yeah. Before we go into the whole Ric Flair story, I mean, like I told you before, like when we were talking, about how I feel about Asuka and Flair being together. I'm like, they just didn't.
Yes.
They just didn't.
That
for me,
doesn't. Yeah, no, I get it.
For me, it didn't. They didn't seem like it would be a good tag team. Plus, besides, you know how like Asuka has this thing going with like Alexa Bliss right now, and Charlotte
Yeah.
with this whole, um, this whole, what do you call it, Lacey Evans thing. So it's kind of like, all right, it is not going. It's like you're in two separate stories, and you're supposed to be tag team, and it's like I feel like Nia and Shayna make a better thing because they have their story, they have the little thing together. So then someone else can go challenge them, like the Riot Squad or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that. So I'm just like, I mean, it was cool to have them seen together and stuff like that, but it was like they just didn't. They didn't mesh well. Like I don't see Charlotte as a tag team. Like I see Charlotte more as a like we're all SmackDown.
I'm 100% correct. There wasn't any emotional investment in it.
Yeah, and I mean,
that's probably why it was on the pre-show, to be honest.
Yeah, probably, because I was just like, it's like, all right, cool. It was like, all right, you had a moment, you had your tag team, that's fine. It's like, plus they're not making, like, Asuka look any better, any stronger, which I'm like, I'm always upset about what they did to Asuka. I'm like, I'm always going to be upset about that. There ain't nothing they're going to say or do unless they change her around or do something with her that's going to be phenomenal or something like that. I'm always going to be upset about that whole Asuka and the WrestleMania thing and everything else they've done. It's like, it's ridiculous.
You had a brilliant idea the other day about turning her heel and going full Kana.
Yeah, that's what they need to do.
I think that's what they should do, because Asuka, we have discussed this before, and we can. Well, I don't think we did it on the last video, so we can do it now. Asuka was red hot coming out of NXT in the first what was it, 8 months
Yeah.
on the main roster, man, she was hot, and the audience loved her. And then they fed her to Charlotte,
And then
and
they
then they
didn't.
haven't had any idea what to do with her since.
Yeah.
They know she is popular and really good, so she has to be in the main title picture, at least on and off, or at least in the top level top level competitors. I don't think they know what to do with her.
I mean, they should. Okay, you know how like they probably give her like I'm like thinking like maybe it's like her English skills something. Like maybe they should get her like some kind of like a manager, kind of like a Paul Heyman,
Possibly.
like a Paul Heyman kind of person or whatever,
Yeah,
and
but
then
I
turn
don't think.
her heel. But
I
like,
just don't. I don't think Asuka needs to talk.
yeah, Asuka don't need to talk.
I
Like
mean,
let's like
she.
that. I might say get a Paul Heyman for her, like a female Paul Heyman or Paul Heyman. It doesn't even matter. Get someone like that and have them talk for her. Look at like
Yeah,
what
but
they
I
did with
don't.
Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar didn't talk, and it was
I
perfect.
don't even. I don't even think that's necessary.
Like
To be
exactly.
completely honest, I don't even think she needs a manager to speak for. I don't need. I don't think
Oh well, yeah,
Asuka.
that's true. She's like one of
It.
those people that's gonna speak for herself,
I mean,
basically.
I don't think Asuka. First of all, I don't think her English is all that bad. Secondly, I don't think she needs to speak a lot. I think her promos, even as they are, could be done basically in Japanese, just with a couple of
A couple of
English
English words,
phrases here
yeah.
and there, because she can be so freaking
And we
scary.
already
She
know she's
looks like she
scary.
could take
Like
on
I seen
Shayna and
Takana.
win.
Oh yeah, she could easily. Nia too. It's like, come on, like she's been. I like the way they had her, where she was like battling like 3 against 1, and all of a sudden it's like, what are you doing with her? It's like, y'all just come
I
on,
mean,
man.
the problem with Nia is that ever since they finished off the angle with the fat shaming angle with Alexa,
Yeah.
they haven't had a good story for Nia since.
No, they
She is
haven't.
basically the Big Show without a personality,
Pretty much. Yep. You nailed it right there on the head. Yeah, that's pretty much what she is.
and that's a shame.
She's just there, and I think she's actually really talented. And I think,
Yeah,
yeah, she might hurt a couple of people because she's not, she's a little bit clumsy, but sometimes. But I feel
I
like
mean, Edge managed to hurt AJ at last year's Rumble. It happens to the best of them. It
right,
really does. No one would ever say that Edge is a unsafe or a bad wrestler.
right,
These things happen.
yeah.
AJ basically only saved, what was it? Who was the guy who was with Carmella? The very small guy who first had a thing with Braun at a one-off. The guy with no chin. He was there a couple of years ago.
I don't remember.
It doesn't matter. AJ was almost hurting him at one point but managed to save it at the end. There's a lot of these things going around. I really do think Nia deserves. I think the best thing they could do to Nia was to give her a personality, because she doesn't have a personality.
Yeah, she's just some chick that's there. But like, okay, let's talk about this whole. Cause we'll talk about this whole Lacey Evans, Ric Flair, and Charlotte thing.
I don't mind what they're doing with it. They're building up, obviously, to a Lacey with Rick against Charlotte at Mania. They could even very well be building up to Rick going back to Charlotte. I mean, the Flairs are known for their double crosses. Is there anyone Rick has not double crossed in the last 50 years? My point is, this is like the third time we're seeing this storyline since Charlotte became prominent back in 2014. There is the 7-year rule, but this is like, I mean, they did exactly this storyline, only with Rick being perhaps a bit less willing to betray, just back in 2016, less than 5 years ago. You remember where Charlotte eventually basically kicked him out and said, "I don't want anything to do with you, go away." And it's like, we have seen this before. I don't mind what they're doing, I just don't understand why they have to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I can maybe to, as you say, to build up Charlotte or even build up Lacey Evans. You
Yeah,
know,
maybe.
maybe. I mean, but I don't know what the whole thing was. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that when they had um, that whole storyline between Trish Stratus, Stephanie McMahon, and Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Yeah.
It totally reminds me of that. I'm just like, y'all did this before, and I'm just like, I don't get it. I guess it's just I don't mind it, but it's like,
Listen, it's
like, okay, hurry up and get to the point. It's like
It's
when you remember,
also-
like back in the day when Lacey Evans would come out to show
yeah,
up.
yeah,
And then she would show up, and then finally she showed him. She, I guess, fucking Becky challenged Becky, whatever, like that. But it's kind of like that where they just come out every time in Charlotte's matches, and they interrupt her and everything else. It's like, all right, go ahead and challenge her already, because like,
Yeah.
like,
I mean, I know that. I mean, I love seeing Ric Flair on television. He is one of the most entertaining and charismatic people in wrestling ever, if not the best. I also feel like, and again, yes, they are probably building up Lacey because I know have always been very high on Lacey Evans. She has never really broken through, but
right. I mean,
I'm
I
like-
thought she would have with the whole when she was challenging.
yeah. But I'm
Bayley
also
and-
like, Charlotte is too good to need Rick.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm guessing it has to be for Lacey, because I mean, Charlotte don't need that.
It has to. Charlotte is probably the. I mean, yes, I don't think she should be, the eternal champion. I'm okay with her being in the lower card or the mid card or wherever from time to time. Charlotte is probably the best wrestler they have when it
Right.
comes to like the total package.
Yeah, sure.
The best female wrestler they have. Doesn't mean that she is currently the most over. I mean, when Becky comes back, she's gonna slip straight back into the number one slot
Right,
because
of course.
it's Becky and she's been gone, and so on. And but if you take
But
the whole package,
I think the
looks,
between like Becky,
yeah,
the four
I mean,
horsemen, the Braden was on the top.
yeah, exactly. But again, Charlotte, if you just take the looks, the mic skills, the in-ring skills, I don't think WWE have a better, like, all-around package.
Right.
But I mean, I don't think we have much more to say about that. I don't like what they're doing with the Rick, and unless they have some really
Twisted
really
shit going
good,
on.
twist.
But
good
like right
twist
now, I'm
payoff.
just not feeling it. I'm like, look, y'all need to just hurry up, go
And I
find
mean,
the fast
again-
lane or whatever the hell the next pay-per-view is, and just get it over with. 'cause it's
I think the next one is Elimination Chamber, but I might be wrong.
whatever it is, I don't know.
But that's the thing, because okay, so what can they do with a twist? Well, the twist is that Rick and Charlotte was planning something like this all along and were playing Lacey, but what
But
would
why?
that do for the story? Exactly, what would it do? Charlotte didn't need that. It's not going to help Lacey get over. There's literally
It has to be for Lacey's sake, because if it's like the
Yeah,
other way
but-
around, it's gonna be like, what the fuck?
But how do
Like
how do you
WTF.
play it? I mean, Rick wants to
Well,
mess with
I mean,
Charlotte because I just
here's
don't
the thing,
understand.
right? I think maybe. I mean, if Asuka and Charlotte go at it, because if Asuka and Charlotte go at it, then Charlotte beats Asuka because she beat her before, and
Yeah.
then she can go for Lacey. Lacey can go for Charlotte and blah blah blah. I don't know.
I mean,
there's-
sure, but
there's thoughts, but I'm like you. I'm like, well, we'll just have to see how it plays out. But
I mean, we have to. I just don't. I
I don't see anything.
right
I'm
now.
just like every time I look
Yeah,
at it,
exactly.
I'm thinking Vince, Stephanie, and Char. I'm like, okay, no.
Oh yeah, this is a Vince thing. This
This
is
is
so
Vince.
much a
It's
Vince thing.
Yeah. But all right, let's go
there-
to the next one.
Yeah, let's get on to something better.
So yeah, so Royal Match start finally. First match, Goldberg versus Drew McIntyre.
Oh.
I thought it was a good match.
Yeah, from a power match. I mean, it was mercifully short, considering what they are doing. Obviously, I mean, at this point, it should be obvious that Goldberg just can't run. I mean, the man is 60 years old. He looks amazing.
Well,
But,
yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, damn, he looks pretty good for his age.
He looks
but
super good. But how much is his? I mean, how is his constitution? He
Like, how's his
never
stamina
wrestled the
going?
really long match. So his constitution is probably not the best. His stamina is probably not the best. So they have to do these short power matches, and for that, I think it went pretty well.
Yeah,
I don't have
he had to do a
again.
couple of spears and stuff like that, and it's like, oh.
I don't necessarily feel like the match should have been there, but if it had to be, it was pretty good for what it was.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining about it. It was better than some other matches I've seen, but
I mean, Goldberg versus Lesnar last year was certainly a thing.
well, like I think if he needs to start doing the whole Jack Hammer thing because it's just you look so weak when you do it, dude. It's like stop doing that.
I mean, there is one thing I have to say about these power matches. These power matches work because they just hit those, the most powerful moves in their arsenal again and again and again and again. And that has its own attraction. But that leads me into something else. They really need to start protecting finishers again.
Yeah.
Because if everyone can kick... I mean, yes, of course, not just... If everyone can kick out of a finisher loses its luster.
Yeah, it loses its power.
Those two have had really good protected finishes, which is why it kind of worked. When have we ever seen anyone kick out of the jackhammer?
Never.
Who wasn't Brock? What didn't happen to be Brock Lesnar? Right. I don't think we have ever seen anyone actually kick out of the spear jackhammer combination. And the Claymore kick, I don't think anyone has actually kicked out of that either. Not even Roman, who is, famous for no-selling finishes like nobody's business.
Right, yeah, I don't know. Then you might have a point.
So I think that's one of the reasons why it was so good, because these are two people with actual protected power moves. So when Drew kicked out of the jackhammer, it was no, it wasn't, because it was a match no one really cared about, but it was a fairly big moment still within the story.
Right. It's like, yeah. But in case you didn't know, guys, Drew won.
Drew won. Oh yeah, Drew won as he should.
I think it was the second one.
Thank goodness.
Right at the time.
Yeah, I think it was the third.
They had like a couple of spears and a couple of Claymore kicks. It was just like two strong men trying to put each other down. And I actually thought at the end when they were gonna like shake hands that that Goldberg was about to spear. I think Drew, but I was like, oh, they're just gonna hug it out and talk. I'm like, oh, thank goodness.
I actually like that way of using Goldberg. I really like that way of using Goldberg. Have him. I mean, if you have him challenge someone. He's like, I want to see if you got what it takes. And once they defeat him, then respect.
Right.
I like that way of using someone like Goldberg. It's the same way I would use someone like Lesnar, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that they have to lose every match. They can win most of their matches if necessary. But that's how I would lose them. Giving Brock Lesnar the title 3 years ago was the dumbest decision anyone ever made in that company. At least since 2010. Anyway, let's move on. There isn't that very much to say to that match. It was a pretty good power match. It was 2 minutes and 40 seconds. They hit each other with 3 or 4 moves each, and Drew won.
Alright, so let's go to another match that doesn't matter. Carmella versus Sasha for the Women's SmackDown Championship. I have notes. I wrote notes, right?
Good.
And in my notes, I have nothing. Because there was nothing there that I was, like, impressed with. I mean, I'm not saying it was a bad match. I'm just saying it was an okay match.
I was about to say that before you read your notes, let me just get in one comment. The fact that you say this and everyone knows that you're right, another match that doesn't mean anything for the Women's SmackDown Championship.
Right.
I mean, it's one of the 2 primary titles on the women's side, and we
forgot to mention it in our prediction show because we totally forgot. That's how irrelevant it is.
It's so useless.
It was so irrelevant. You know what?
Okay. Here we go. Here is my notes for this match. Not the worst match I have ever seen. Still don't like Camilla's current character. Bleh. Reginald is more interesting than her.
Oh, Reginald's
That's
so more
what I got
interesting
out.
to her.
That's
So
what I
much
got out of this
interesting.
match.
Her, you know, her character reminds me of Lana's
No.
character back in the day.
Yeah, and a worse version of it even.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like,
Because Lana could play off Rusev as nothing else.
Right. And it's like Carmella was like, oh, come on, like what are they doing to her? I mean, she's such a great talent. I'm just like, eh.
They
just making her just look like a pretty girl who wants to fight or something. It's like, oh, okay.
They kept her gone back to, the whole Joycey or Staten Island thing, back to the Princess of Staten Island. Or they could have. I realized WWE have don't like having too serious characters in their main title run. They obviously keep having Carmella at least on and off running in the main title picture. But the thing she did with Truth was so funny.
Oh my god, they're so good. So I mean,
Truth
already funny already, and she's like, she's pretty funny too. So I'm just like,
she clearly has some comedic timing. Play into that, maybe.
Right?
Because the current one is just, like you say, it's true. It reminds me of Lana. I don't even know what the character is supposed to be.
Diva
Spoiled
area.
brat?
It's definitely diva area. Yeah. I'm just like,
that's what it is. That's exactly what it reminds. I mean, what is it? Spoiled brat?
I don't know, man, but I have
a wrestling champion.
No discredit for Sasha. I think Sasha Banks is awesome. I just think she needed I just think she needed a better competitor to defeat.
Again, it's not a bad. It wasn't a bad match.
It was pretty good. But it was just
didn't mean anything.
It was kind of like when you go to a concert and you're like ready for the main attraction, and you're like, and they have like these side attractions. It's like, oh, it's good. I won't buy their album, but I enjoyed it while I was there. But it's like,
I mean, it felt like the old Divas Championship P breaks with Alicia Fox versus Candice Michelle.
Right. Exactly.
That's what it felt like.
I agree. I totally agree. Because I'm just like, it was alright. It wasn't all that. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was just there.
So or even worse, in the old days, like Tori Wilson against Maria Kanellis or something.
Man, those were the times I went to take a bath and go make some dinner or something.
Exactly. I mean, it's time. Oh, now I need to go take a pee. Thank you, WWE. It's good of you to tell me. Yeah, I don't think we need to say more about that. Again, it wasn't a bad match. Sasha can have a good match with anyone.
A match.
Yeah. Sasha can have a good match with almost anyone. Carmella isn't a bad wrestler. It needs more than they're giving it.
She needs to build on this character just a little bit more.
Absolutely.
But let's get to this main attraction match, which is Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns.
Yes.
Last man standing match. I thought that was awesome.
That was a absolutely fantastic match. As a last man it might have been the best last man standing match I have seen in a decade.
In a while.
Holy crap, did they beat the crap out of each other. Again, the only thing I have to say there as a criticism is, again, it's one of those matches that felt a bit irrelevant because it was so obvious how it was going to go.
Right.
I don't know if anyone actually thought Owens would win it, because that would, there would be no point to a lot of the storylines still ongoing.
Owens to win, but I'm just like, well, that would just ruin the storyline. People.
Absolutely. Like, I would absolutely love Owens to win such a match. It just shouldn't have been a title. They could have done it without being a title match and then have Owens win it. That I could have seen.
Yeah, that probably would have been better. But
that
I don't
is
know what they have planned because I don't work for WWE, so I don't know what's going on. So
you should. We both should. They should hire us as bookers.
But yeah, I thought it was great. I thought that's really.
Yeah, holy crap, that was a good match.
When Roman ran over fucking Owens with the golf cart, I'm like, what are you?
It proves a couple of things. I mean, we already knew it, but it proved a couple of things that some people seem to have a difficulty believing. One, Roman can sell. A lot of people have said that Roman can't sell or that he's not allowed to sell because they're trying to make him the new John Cena. One, Cena always sold, by the way.
Right.
But
Always.
damn, Roman can have a good match.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a really,
Somebody-
really awesome match.
So I was talking to someone on Twitter about Roman's characters, and they didn't like his character. That he preferred the character on Shield when he was a face.
Right.
And I'm like, look, when he was a face, I'm like, he was alright. He was just the guy in the back. You know what I mean? It was like he had no mic skills. I'm like, nah, he has
That's the problem.
He had no mic skills. He has definitely got mic skills now. I think he's an awesome heel. I think I prefer him more as a heel now than I did. It's like, don't get me wrong, I'm always gonna love the Shield. That's like one of my favorite factions besides the New Day and DX. But this character now, I'm just like, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I think it's perfect.
I mean, they should have turned him heel a year ago, 2 years ago.
A long
They
time
should
ago.
drop as soon as he dropped the title. Remember when he won the title from when he dropped the title to Owens and then Dean? That's when they should have turned him, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They're 3 years too late. They're 3 years too late. That aside, man, they're doing good work with him now. That is how Roman should be.
I'm just like,
Because
I don't see how any...
that's also the kind of super he needs to be, in my opinion.
Right. Because, I mean, I don't think...
The very top guy of the company as a heel. That could be... Oh, that's good.
I mean, he's a great heel. And I'm just like, they've been waiting for...
Yeah.
A lot of people have been waiting for him to turn heel. So I'm just like... I mean, I'm not saying that his character as the Shield wasn't bad. It was just... It did
No,
work.
the Shield was awesome.
The Shield was great. I
Uh,
preferred, like, the heel Shield than the face Shield. But, I mean, that's just me and my sick, twisted ways. But
Yeah,
this character
well,
right now is just...
doesn't surprise us.
This character right now is just... I like it. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't think I liked it at first. Cause I'm just like, what is this hell fucking head of the table shit? I'm just like, but now that I'm getting more into it, and like he'll get more like people get more family members into it, it's gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be great.
Oh yeah. Again, I still think. Oh, we'll get back to that a bit later. So I'll save that for now. But yeah, no, I think this is going to be. I mean, eventually they shouldn't make him. They shouldn't make him the new NWO. I mean, eventually he has to get his comeuppance because heels have to get their comeuppance eventually.
Right. So, yeah, he has to get.
But this is something they should at least draw out for the entire year. Maybe not with the title, but they should at least continue the storyline for at least the rest of the year because he is doing so good work with this.
But yeah, I mean that whole match was awesome. It's a great match. There was a lot of cool things that happened. He got once again almost got thrown over into a table.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I might have is that I can't remember the last time Kevin Owens actually won a feud, and I think he really needs to win one soon.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably not this one, but we probably could get him something else.
No, not this one. No. Roman needs to take this one. There's absolutely no doubt about it.
Yeah, he definitely needs to have a
but he needs to take one, and he needs to take one clearly. The problem is Owens is so good at selling and is basically like the new Mick Foley in being willing to take the most insane bumps. Which means that he's a good one to feed to someone who needs to look very good. The problem is, once you're really established in the top rank, you don't need to win to remain a top guy in wrestling. I mean, that's not how that works. It's just, at this point, I think Roman has lost every major fight and feud he has had for almost 2 years.
So yeah, they need to build up Roman.
Whether or not the secret is to turn him heel again, is to turn him, because apparently the WWE. One thing I've noticed about the WWE, they don't like feeding more than one or two major faces. Time. Two anointed faces. If you are the face, you will always lose.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is. I really don't know why. I think it should be zigzag all the way down. But
because Vince is evil.
I don't know. But I just feel like whatever happens, whether or not Owens stays face or whatever he is right now, or whether or not he turns heel, whatever happens, he needs to win the next thing he gets into,
I agree.
whoever it's against.
I agree. Totally agree.
Just to reestablish him as someone who actually can do the stuff. Other than that, yeah, absolutely. If you haven't seen that one, go check that one out. I know a lot of people would probably stay away from that because Romans was sure to win, and it's Roman.
It's Roman, but it was still a good match.
God
they
damn, it was a good match.
They performed their ass off.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get into this Rumble, because this is what I'm excited for.
All right, Women's Rumble.
Women's Rumble. All right, let's start. So the first entry was Bayley. She was number one.
So good as a heel.
Oh my god, I love Bayley as a heel. Oh man,
she's so good.
She's awesome as a heel. Like, who would have thought? Who would have thought that? Like, of all the people who would have turned heel, little Bayley, who would have thought she would make a great freaking heel? Like, I thought she was a great wrestler already. So I'm just like, man, if she could play heel, she could play
Bayley is
the T.
Bayley was like the perennial babyface.
Yeah.
And
forever babyface.
Come back from behind, go get them, spunky fighter. And at the same time, they played a lot with it. They made a lot of documentaries and so on with not Bayley but Pamela Martinez. I think it's Pamela Martinez, but her real self. And she seems like such a nice person. And then they turn her heel, and I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work. But man, does it. I mean, she is proven. I remember back in the old days, people were like, she is the weakest link of the Four Horsewomen. Okay. I think she has proven that she is just as good as any of the others.
Right, exactly. She has proved her dominance with this
new
character.
She has been
I love it.
So good.
I love it because I hate her.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, but that's the right kind of heat, right?
Right.
That's the heel heat. You hate her because of the character she's playing. You don't hate her because of that she's boring or overpushed or whatever. She's just really, really good at being a bad girl, I guess. And it works so well. Also, the new look is really good for her.
I like it.
To be honest.
Oh, I love the new look. The new look is awesome.
The only thing Bayley needs is a better finisher, because the Bayley to belly is.
Well, she has.
It's a belly to belly suplex, and everyone do a belly to belly.
She does have another finisher though. I just don't forgot what it was.
Yeah, but she doesn't really use it.
She doesn't use it as much. She should, because it would go great with her character. But
I mean, this particular one, she needs a face buster or something.
She needs something like a strike or something like a power.
Anyway, Bayley. We still haven't actually started the match. Bayley is just really good as a hero. Damn,
and then number 2 was Naomi. So came back.
Naomi came back. Yeah, I mean, Naomi is the one we have talked about it before.
Like,
I think Naomi needs to turn heel and join with Reigns' faction.
Yeah.
I'm tired of what she's doing right now because I don't know what she's doing right now.
I don't know what she's doing either, and I'm tired of. And she needs a new finisher.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, if the Bayley to belly is bad, the what is it they call it? The
rear view, whatever it is.
The rear view, I think. Yeah, the rear viewinator. Sounds like a Phineas and Ferb thing. Yeah, that's. Yes, I'm sure she has a rock hard bottom, but no, I don't buy the fact that someone who has
I think she has a nice booty. I think she has a nice booty, and like someone has a booty like in my face like that, I'm not gonna be like, oh wow, I'm gonna get knocked out.
Yeah,
it's just not gonna work.
I'm like, okay, so Shayna Baszler just got up from 5 DDTs and a frog splash, but you lightly bumping your buttocks towards her face is knocking her out. Yeah. I don't buy that. It's really that simple.
You're asking me to submit. I don't think that's gonna work.
No, I mean, no. Oh, imagine if she went into a intergender match and used that one on someone. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, we'll go.
No. That she badly needs a new finisher. And I mean, I know we're playing on real world like things here. because she is married to Jimmy Uso, I think. But I do think she could do well as a heel, and I do think she could do well at giving Reigns' faction of a woman,
Right. Agree.
a woman wrestler. Like they want to take over everything, including the women's division. I think that could work. Maybe throw Tamina in there as well. I know the Snuka family is not really Samoan, but on print. But when has that ever stopped them?
True. So then we have Bianca Belair as number 3.
Our pick for the final
pick?
victory.
Yep.
Our combined pick for the final victory was interesting to see
well.
that early. What Bianca needs more than anything, I feel. I mean, so far the match had been a standard match. Naomi and Bayley had been going at it. Bayley had been surprisingly manhandled by Naomi, but I guess a lot of that had to do with reestablishing Naomi after her. Well, when was she? How long has she been out? 4 months? 5 months?
5 months? 6? I don't know.
I think that has something to do with established Naomi because she threw Bayley around a bit. Bianca needs a better intro music. It's just way too generic.
Yeah.
I mean, if you hear Bianca's intro music, you say, "Yeah, that's definitely a wrestling intro." And who is it?
She's definitely not a generic person. So.
It could be any of
But I think it probably change. It can probably change soon.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I really think she needs some distinctive intro music for her alone. Get your hands on Jimmy Hart and have him design one. He's good at that.
And then you have number 4, Bailey Kay, or Billie Kay. Sorry.
Okay. the thing they did with Billie. Okay, for those who didn't see it, Billie, instead of going in the ring, went directly to the commentator table, sat down, and was waiting for someone to come out that she could form an impromptu alliance with before going in the ring.
Right.
What
those she had things... a little. I don't know. Her gimmick is she had the little 8x10 photos, and on the back of all the photos, it had a resume of all the things that she's accomplished, and she basically passing them out to whoever's coming out.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I love it. It's silly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's silly. It's funny. I think it's great.
Those things can be really cringy if done badly. But Billie Kay is a gifted comedian, and it's the Rumble, so something silly have to happen. I absolutely loved it. I especially loved who ended up being her partner.
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll get to that.
But we'll get to that.
So then number 5 is Shotzi.
The only thing I have to say about Shotzi Blackheart is that I was surprised she was eliminated as the very first one.
Yeah. Because
I think she's better than that, but at the same time, we also knew she wasn't going to win. I mean, it doesn't matter.
We knew she wasn't going to win, but
they
kept her in a little bit longer than what
Shotzi was fine. Shotzi shut down Billie Kay, by the way, because of course she did.
Oh yeah.
Billie literally tried with everyone who came to the ring, and for the next couple of people, it didn't go well.
No. So then. We got number 6, Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
Who happens to have eliminated Shotzi.
Yeah.
So she was the one who eliminated. Shayna Baszler eliminated a lot of people, by the way.
Shayna Baszler eliminated quite a number of people. Yes, she did.
She was on a mission.
She did well in the Rumble this year, I feel. She wasn't completely undefeatably dominant, and I like that. I mean, a lot of the time she was on her back getting pummeled. I like what Shayna Baszler is, but I don't like a monster heel who is completely indefeatable. I never have.
Totally dominant, right?
Because then it looks stupid when they are defeated every time they actually get into a major fight. And I like what they did. I really like what they did with Shayna. Shayna got 6 eliminations, by the way. Only one person in the Women's Rumble got more. We'll get to that.
7 was Toni Storm from NXT.
I like seeing Toni Storm.
I like Toni Storm. I think she's
Toni Storm. I think has a has a NXT Championship match at the next Takeover against Io Shirai.
Right.
Yeah, so that's good. That's good to see her again. Billy attempted an alliance and got shut down
again.
badly.
Again.
It's just fun to see. She just went back and forth between before the entry of the ring and the announcer's table on the other side. It worked pretty well.
So then we have number 8, which was surprise Jillian. I don't know if y'all remember her. Oh man, that girl. You know y'all want that girl got her.
She has bulged out since last time we saw Jillian.
I mean, she's probably, how old is she?
No, yeah, but she's also working out because she's, where is it? Is it MJW? She's actually sometimes active wrestler? Or was it in Glow she did some stuff?
I don't remember.
So, I mean, she has gotten fatter. Well, not fat. You can't say anyone entering the she has gotten bigger. But I think a lot of it is muscle mass, to be honest.
And also, Billy finally found someone to
ally with.
Jillian and Billy.
Yeah. So Jillian and Billy, after which Billy basically eliminated Jillian because of course she did.
Yeah, of course. Everyone for themselves.
Let me just say something. I have the comment later, but it's a general thing right up until she actually got eliminated. Well, spoilers, but we already mentioned spoilers. Did you notice that everyone who got in the ring, the very first one they got their hands on, unless they already had like someone you'd expect them to go after, the very first one they got their hands on was Bayley. Bayley took the first shot at everyone who gets in the ring in a Royal Rumble, unless they get immediately eliminated or something, gets to perform a couple of power moves to show themselves off. And practically everyone got their first shot in on Bayley.
I mean, that would make sense. You know, if she
it would make sense, but it also, I also think it shows. I also think it shows how much they trust Bayley as a performer.
Yeah.
Because she's really making good. Everyone look good.
She's really good. She makes other people look good.
Yeah.
I don't see nothing wrong with that. But let's go to number 9, Ruby Riott.
Ruby Riott. I mean, nothing to say about Ruby Riott.
Number 9.
It's Ruby Riott. Ruby Riott is one of those. I feel Ruby Riott should be better, but I mean, she should be higher up on the card. But and she has that incredibly unique look, and she has a lot of skills, and she just doesn't do a lot for me, and I don't know why. I feel like I should like Ruby Riott more than I do.
Yeah. I think
I don't know if you understand that, but I really do feel.
I feel the same. I think I feel the same way. So I like her, but I feel like she needs to do a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. I just I should like her better than I do, but I just don't care, to be honest.
I just don't care. All right, well, since you don't care, let's move to number 10.
Victoria!
Yes. Oh, I used to love Victoria back in her day.
Returning Luna Marie Vachon. Victoria. I'm so glad to see Victoria again.
She looked really good.
Yeah. Victoria's really good. She got some time in there. I mean, for one of the returning legends.
Yeah. She did get some time in there, but she got eliminated.
her current ring gear looks amazing.
Oh, I like it.
Like the updated version of her old actual ring attire. It looks really awesome.
Good. She did pretty well. I don't think she didn't eliminate nobody, but she got eliminated by Shayna.
Yeah, she got eliminated by Shayna. Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of the surprise returns on the women's side actually eliminated anyone. Let me just say no one of the surprise returns actually eliminated anyone. But I mean, even Jillian held in there for almost 8 minutes.
Yeah, she did.
They got some time to play, which was nice to see.
They did well, but let's.
I mean, up until then, I think until now, the only one being eliminated was Shotzi Blackheart. which
Right.
is a good thing in my book, that they don't just keep throwing people out. So everyone was just fighting. When we don't say too much about the match so far, it's because at this point everyone is still just
Yeah, everyone's still in it.
fighting
The
on
only
and
people
off.
that have been about was like
No,
Shotzi, you know.
I mean, Jillian Hall was the first one to get eliminated, and I think there were almost 15 people in the ring when she went out.
Yeah, there was a lot.
So there was a lot of people before the first people started getting kicked, which is a good. I like that, but it did happen nonetheless. Anyway, number 11,
All right, number 11, we got Peyton Royce.
Peyton Royce. I like Peyton Royce.
I like Peyton
I've
Royce.
always
I was
liked
really
Peyton
excited
Royce.
to see them with, Billy Kay and the Iconics again, and stuff like that.
Breaking up the Iconics was a mistake in my book.
That was a big mistake.
So I love if you haven't seen it, I think it was actually Jillian Hall we're talking about, where someone Peyton took it down. No, sorry, Billy and Peyton took it down and did a quick sort of Iconics thing. Except that Billy has been on and off in the Riot Squad, sort of, kind of. So it was
been like hanging out with the Riot Squad.
Yeah, so it was like the Riot Squad was like, "What are you doing? You're with us." And Peyton Royce was like, "But Iconics."
Yeah, so
it was a pretty fun moment, and then Billy got eliminated. So the rest of the Riot Squad kicked her out. So I guess that storyline's over now. Santana Garrett. She's from NXT. She's not one of those who are like, I don't think she'll ever be champion, but she's good at what she does. So I think that's why they put him in I think they put him in the Rumble just to, make people learn her name.
yeah,
honestly.
I was like, who is that?
Yeah, I mean,
she did pretty good.
I would not be surprised if Santana Garrett was one of those who stayed on NXT for a while. I don't think she is. First of all, NXT needs to have good people. There's no shame in being on NXT. Look at what Finn Balor is doing down there right now. There's no shame in being on NXT, but I don't think Santana Garrett is coming up anytime soon. So, for those of you who watch NXT, she's good, but nothing incredibly out of the ordinary. But she was there. She fought around a bit.
So we got number 13. Number 13, another Riot Squad member, Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan. It was after Liv came in, they eliminated Billy, of course, because they did it together. Ruby and Liv did it together.
Right.
But again, at this point, like I said, I think Shotzi was the only one who had been eliminated at this point, still, to be honest.
No, Shotzi got eliminated, yeah, and then Jillian got eliminated.
Yeah, but I think it was... it was after... I can't remember.
She was second elimination, I believe.
Yeah, she was. But I think it was around this time. It was after Liv Morgan came in, I think, that Jillian got eliminated.
And then they eliminated, and then both the Riot Squad eliminated Billy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
so we got them. Tony got and then
we have number 14. Which is Rhea Ripley. I love her.
Rhea Ripley. I love Rhea Ripley.
She's like.
I know she's back on. I know she's still back on NXT, but man, okay, I mean we're doing the spoilers. Let's. No, wait. I'll get back to Rhea Ripley. Remind me to get back to Rhea Ripley when she gets eliminated, which is. I'll go so far as to say it's fairly late.
For a while, so we got a long.
Yeah, I will get back to that. I'm just saying, when we get back to Rhea Ripley, I have something to say about her.
But did eliminate Tony Storm.
She did. She eliminated Tony immediately.
Real quick. Like they got beat. She was like, "Oh no, we ain't gonna be in the same ring."
Rhea is so good.
She's so good.
I have great faith in Rhea, but like I said, we'll get back to that. But yeah, she immediately threw out Tony.
Rhea Ripley, number 14, and then number 15, Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte Flair, yep.
Which as you guys watched WrestleMania last year, they had Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for their Ripley's
Charlotte took the NXT
the
title off
title,
Rhea
so,
last
yep.
year. Yeah.
Which was a great match, I think, considering how they had to have the WrestleMania thing and everything else because of the whole COVID crap. That whole
No, I think it was a great match,
was
and I
great.
actually think for once, unlike with Asuka back in the day, I actually think it was the right decision to give it to Charlotte there for a while because it raised the prominence of NXT,
Yeah.
which was important at that time. So they had a great match. So they start fighting around a bit, obviously. Rhea, I can say, was the only one who had more eliminations than Shayna.
Yeah. Because Rhea also eliminated that Santana girl.
Yeah, Santana.
Real-
Yeah, at this
real
point,
quick.
Santana Garrett got kicked out by Rhea.
And at that time,
Um,
Bailey also eliminated Ruby Riot. So
Yeah, exactly.
So then we have number 16, which is Dana Brooks. What do you think about
Dana has always been like a power lifter. She's always been super, even back when she was
with Titus and
yeah, and even back in the old days when she was Charlotte's flunky.
yeah, she's
Like
always been a power hitter.
in the really bad, she's always been a power lifter. She's always been super muscle, but has she gotten breast implants or something?
I have no idea.
Holy crap! She looks as white. She looks as
Wide as a truck.
wide as wide from back to front as she is from side to side now. I don't think she used to have tits that big.
I have no idea.
Doesn't matter. She's a very good wrestler. She is one of those who will never get to the top of the field, but she can always. But she's always like she's a little fighter. I like her. She didn't get anything done. I mean, she didn't get much done. She basically get.
I don't think she
at this
lasted
point,
that long, did she?
Sorry.
I don't think she lasted that long, did she?
No, she only lasted like 3 minutes. Almost immediately after Liv Morgan got kicked out by Peyton Royce, and then Rhea Ripley eliminated Dana Brooke.
Oh,
but again,
right.
Dana is a little firecracker. She comes in and she just goes at it. And then number 17.
You want to say number 17?
Tori Wilson.
She looks good.
This is where I have one comment in my notes, which is I am disappointed in. Okay, so for the Women's Rumble, of course, the one of the commentator team was Jerry Lawler, because he has to. And I was disappointed that we had an entire Tori Wilson appearance without a single mention of puppies.
Okay, but it's 2021. You can't say things like that anymore.
I know, but it's still. Come on, it's Jerry Lawler. That's literally why he's there.
It's sexist, and you can't say it anymore, and blah 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 blah. Cancel
the
culture and everything else like that. So.
It's the only reason why he's there. He has to say it. Anyway, Tori Wilson comes in. I like Tori. I always like Tori. She's never been a wrestler. I mean, she's like the worst example of the Divas era, along with, again, maybe Maria or Candice Michelle or someone.
Stacey Keebler, whatever her name is.
Yeah, Stacey Keebler. Tori never presumed to be a wrestler. So, I've always liked her.
Right. Okay, so, what number we're on?
18.
Number 18, Lacey Evans. Oh,
Lacey Evans. Glad to. Oh, Tori got eliminated very shortly after by Peyton, and Tori got kicked out almost simultaneously, if I'm not mistaken. At least not too far after each other, by Charlotte and Shayna. And then Lacey came in.
How did she do? What do you think? What were your thoughts?
I think she did fine.
I was hoping that she got eliminated by Charlotte.
So did I. But I understand what they're doing. They're so obviously building for that Mania match. And I don't have a problem with that, because I would love to see a Charlotte versus Lacey match. I think they could do a great match. I just don't think Rick doesn't need to be involved, by which I, of course, am saying again that, once again, Ric Flair entered as... Do you want... Okay. Lacey was supposed to come out, but actually
It was Ric Flair's music that.
it was Rick's music
We're
that
like,
hit, and he came
what?
strutting out for a while. I was like, okay. I feel like, again, I get the joke thing they did a couple of years ago with Santina Marella. I don't think Rick should be there for that. I don't think he should come out like that. I know what they're doing, but I feel like it's cheapening the Women's Rumble, which is
I agree.
an amazing match this year.
It was amazing. They didn't. I don't know. Just.
I
get why they did it to distract Charlotte and everything else like that.
Absolutely. I just think it was a bad idea.
Unnecessary.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be done.
Lacey did great. Was in there for almost 20 minutes, and again, I know she and Charlotte is going to have an awesome match at Mania. I just don't think that Rick needs to be involved in it. It's really that simple.
Right, and then Charlotte at that time also eliminated Royce Peyton Royce.
Yes.
Also.
And Shayna kicked out Tori Wilson.
Yeah.
And then number 19, Mickie James.
Before we go to number 19, I gotta say that Bianca wanted to eliminate Bayley, and she did.
Yes. Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Again, this is where Bayley is so good. Did you see her hissy fit on the outside when she got eliminated?
It was great. It was awesome.
It was so good.
It was so great. I loved it.
Literally like a 5-year-old toddler.
It was fantastic.
Literally kicking stamping her foot. It was so good.
Like she's having a tantrum or something. It was just fantastic.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that, you should go watch it.
Yeah, you need to go. I mean, you need to go watch this match, the entire Rumble match, if nothing else. But watch Bayley get eliminated. This is why she is just so good at what she does.
So we have number 19. It's one
Mickie
of my favorites.
James.
Mickie James, one of my favorites back in.
Always been one of my favorites. I know she is the veteran. I know she's there to be basically glorified enhancement talent, glorified jobber. I really wish they would give Mickie one last title run. This is why we've talked about this before.
At least one more time.
I'm pretty sure we actually talked about this on the last. No, but just something. I mean, I think we talked about it on the last video that the women's division needs some subsidiary titles, like the women's Intercontinental and the women's US or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And I really wish they could give Mickie one of those title runs because she is so good. She has been there so long and she deserves it so damn. Even today, I think she's one of the best female wrestlers out there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, from a pure technical perspective.
And I liked her gear. I liked her gear. I really thought their gear.
I have a wrestling crush on Mickie James. Not any way more, but it's like from a wrestling fan perspective, she is so much better than they are using her. That's what I have to say.
So then number 20 was Nikki Cross, which I guess she just had found out that she was in the Rumble at the same day.
Yeah, I guess so.
To prepare, because she didn't know till like the day of. Supposedly, that's how it's supposed to go.
I always like Nikki.
She's a little firecracker.
She's super. Yeah, that's exactly. She's a little firecracker. She's super fun.
Yeah,
I always like Nikki.
She's cool. I like her. There's really much more to say about that because basically everyone's still in the ring.
Yeah, they kicked out like 6 or 7, and everyone else is still fighting.
Right.
The one thing I don't think this match had was any huge in-ring spots.
No.
They had it had a lot of stuff going on around it, like Billy's original thing, and various moments.
Even like around it, even when like Charlotte Flair, they didn't go over the ring; they went under the ring. Then Charlotte and Lacey pretty much fought outside for the most of the part.
I mean, again, we didn't when we're not talking about stuff happening in the ring. It's mostly because. I mean, they were fighting. It was a Rumble match. There was constant action. But there wasn't any of those moments where you say, holy shit, what kind of move was that?
I mean, not to get to like the Final Four, but we'll get there soon.
Yeah, we'll get to the Final Four, obviously. And then, anyway, so the next one was Alicia Fox, I think.
Oh, I love Alicia Fox. I think she's pretty cool. Her entrance
Alicia?
always is a little. She's crazy. She's out of there. But
Are we talking about Alicia or Nikki?
during her entrance though, R-Truth was being, he's a 24 champion, so he was being chased.
Yep. Right. I forgot about that.
So he was being chased, so he ended up going into the Rumble. And Alicia Fox was like, no, you can't come in here. And I guess he's been using her as a defense thing or something. And
Yep.
ended up, Alicia Fox ended up pinning R-Truth for the belt. So she was a 24 champion for 75 seconds or something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that.
I love the 24/7 thing.
Oh, I do. I think it's so great.
It's like it's a return to the stupid and silly parts of wrestling, and I live for that. I live for that kind of stuff. It's so good. And R-Truth is exactly the right person to carry it.
Oh yeah, definitely. He definitely brings character to that
yeah.
championship. But
anyway, Alicia basically got eliminated. I mean, the next entry was Mandy Rose, and she basically started out by eliminating Alicia immediately.
Yep, immediately just threw her over, and then and then R-Truth pinned Alicia and got his belt back.
Yeah, and ran away, and half the roster ran after him, as they do.
Yeah.
It worked well.
It was great. It was fantastic.
Then we had Dakota Kai as number 23. Another NXT alumni.
Yep. I don't really know too much about Dakota.
Again, Dakota is one of those who are upper mid card of NXT.
I know she I think she's had a huge moment with Tegan Nox.
Yeah, she had a huge feud with Tegan Nox. I think she's actually had a couple of multi-person title matches. I can't remember if she ever challenged directly for the title alone. She's had a couple of multi-person title matches. Dakota Kai is fine. She's fine. I think she has potential to be really good. She just needs a bit more than she has now. She is like the I don't even know what to say. She is in my opinion, she's the same level on NXT that someone like Lacey Evans is on, or Ruby Riott is on the main rosters.
Right.
Not necessarily in terms of personality or skill and so on, but the same sort of place in the roster.
Right. Speaking of Lacey Evans, at this time she had eliminated Mickie James.
Yes, Mickie James got eliminated, sadly.
By Lacey Evans.
By Lacey Evans. And then number 24.
Oh, and I don't think Dakota Kai was on there long either because she got eliminated immediately by Rhea Ripley.
Dakota Kai got eliminated during the next person's entrance by Rhea. Carmella. What does my note say about Carmella here?
Nothing.
Good way to get rid of her. That's good way to get rid of Carmella. That's what I had. Which has to do with the way she was eliminated, which was shenanigans with Reginald, as it always was, who basically caught someone else being thrown out of the ring.
So Rhea Ripley eliminated Dakota Kai and Mandy Rose, right back to back, right? She just threw out one and then the other one.
I mean, Carmella didn't have. Carmella was in the ring 47 minutes.
Oh,
47 seconds. 47 seconds. No one was in the ring shorter, but she did in that time actually manage to eliminate Nikki Cross, which made me a bit cross, just because I like Nikki.
She did do that. So we'll do number 25, which I thought she looked good. Lana. She looked mad.
No.
What's number
25 was Tamina.
Oh, Tamina, sorry.
Tamina got in and eliminated. She was the one who eliminated Carmella, by the way.
Okay.
Carmella. Okay, I think it was. Oh God, I've lost focus. Wasn't it? I mean, Carmella got thrown out of the ring, was caught by Reginald, put back in the ring. Then Mandy was also kicked out and caught by Reginald by mistake, and then Carmella got I can't remember. There was shenanigans.
No, I think what happened was with Carmella got caught, and then I think she kicked Reginald and dropped Carmella, and that's why she got eliminated.
Oh, right, that's how it happened, yeah. There were shenanigans, and Carmella and Mandy Rose got eliminated. And at any rate, like, really quickly.
Yeah, they weren't there that long. They did bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't there.
Lana!
I like Lana.
I like Lana. I think she has improved a lot
But she
recently.
looked like she didn't look like the Lana, the Carmel Lana. She just looked like she was in there for some business.
Yeah. She went in there to fight.
Yeah.
She if anyone haven't watched Raw or SmackDown, I can't remember where she's on. She's on Raw,
I
sorry.
think she's on Raw.
She has been in a thing with Nia and Shayna, and she has been freaking brutalized recently. I mean, and she went in there to get her own back.
She went in to get some revenge for sure.
She went in to fight.
But I liked her.
I
liked the demeanor of her face and everything else.
Yeah,
I thought she did a good job.
I think she did a great job. I really loved what happened there.
So next entrance. Go ahead.
Alexa Bliss, my favorite Lexi.
I love Lexi. I love the new thing that they're doing with the whole Phoenix thing.
I love it so much.
Everything else, everybody went and attacked Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
they all went and attacked her.
The smallest person in the room.
Right, the smallest person, like 4 feet, 5 feet something, and they all attacked. They're like, nope, we don't want nothing to do with her.
Nothing to do with you.
we don't want you to go into your alternate character or anything like that. And it was so great. You hear the music start, and the lights start going out. And she starts, and it goes out again, and Rhea Ripley's like, nah, nah, we ain't going there. Immediately, she got thrown immediately.
Yikes! It was so good. I mean, one could say, well, they threw out Alexa before she had a chance to do anything except look freaky. It made her look so good.
Yeah, even though she got thrown out right away, it made her look so good.
She was alone in the ring with like 20 other, 10, 12, 13 other people. And they were, we have Charlotte there. We have, we have everyone. Charlotte, and they were so
Lacey,
freaking
Rhea,
scared of her.
You got a whole bunch of people. They were so freaked out. Because I honestly wanted to see like the lights go out and her other character come
out. Absolutely.
Just to see how like dominant it would bring, and like how many people would like take to pull her out or anything like. But Rita's like, nah.
Absolutely, but it worked.
It worked either way. I think it would have worked either way.
So do I. I'm just saying it made Alexa look so freaking good.
Yeah, I mean she's just good all around. I love her heel character.
Yeah, she's having it go right now. But she got kicked out almost immediately. By Rhea.
They were like, Rhea was not playing with her. She was like, no.
No. Yeet.
Got yeeted so quickly.
Number 28, Ember Moon.
Ember Moon. I really like Ember Moon. I'm glad she's back in NXT. I think she's better there.
Yes, I do too, because she was getting lost in the shuffle. There was just too many people on the main rosters for her to get a proper chance. I'm really glad she's back on NXT. I think she can shine there. She is very, very good. Very, very good.
She's one of
she's always been a bit in the shadow of Naomi.
Yeah.
They both kind of came up together or around the same time, and
they kind of.
I mean, they're both, you know.
Well, I mean, at least Ember Moon had the better finisher.
If anyone has a better finisher, and Ember Moon can look really. Back in the day with her eye contact lenses and so on, she can be. She was certainly a thing. Let's put it like that. Again, I always feel like Ember Moon has been a bit in the shadow of Naomi. They came up together. They were, to a certain degree, sort of similar in wrestling style. I can see why, but I feel like she deserves better. So I'm glad to see her back in NXT where she can rebuild with any luck.
So then, number 29, we got Nia Jax.
Jax, who basically fairly quickly broke the alliance with Shayna.
Yeah, but before we get to that, because Baszler did eliminate Lacey Evans.
Yes. Lacey got kicked. Which actually surprised me. There was Shayna and not Charlotte.
Yeah, I wanted it to be Charlotte, but
so did I. But that was Shayna. Yeah. Lacey got kicked out, and then who was the next? Ember. Ember was thrown out by Nia almost immediately.
Yeah, as soon as she got in, she got tossed.
Yeah.
I mean, Nia did pretty good with eliminations as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Nia got the Nia is like the typical Big Show thing. She gets in, she eliminates a ton of people, and get kicked out.
Right, exactly. Then we have number 30, who I guess she had won a match before on Saturday. I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, she won a match somewhere. I don't even know where.
Number 30 was Natalya.
Natalya looks so good.
I like Natalya. I think she looks awesome. I think she's
I mean, Natalya just have the look. She is so square as a women's wrestler. She is so square. She is obviously one of the most well-muscled and powerful women there, and at the same time, she still looks hot.
Yeah, she doesn't.
I mean, she's got a really, really good look as a wrestler. She is also very, very good. She is of the Hart dynasty, if by adoption, so to speak. She's Brett's niece. And of course the daughter of the British Bulldog. So I mean, her pedigree is there, and she is very, very, very good at what she does.
Is she the daughter? I thought she was the daughter of the other Owen.
Oh shit! No! Oh crap! Not British Bulldog. My bad. Fuck.
What's his name? The other Hart. I forgot his name.
No. She's Jim Neidhart, the Anvil.
Yeah.
Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Sorry. No, not British Bulldog. No, she's the daughter of Jim Neidhart.
She's not from British. She's from Canada.
Neidhart married Brett's sister, or the Hart brothers' sister.
Right.
So she is Brett and Owen's niece through her mother.
You have Nia and Shayna eliminated both Naomi and then Tamina.
Yeah. So that was what it was, and then
Nia
eliminated Shayna. Which was a good way to get rid of Shayna.
Yeah, she had to do it. She said, I had to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I had to win. I'm like, well, there's no friends here. There's no friends here.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to mean that they're breaking up as a team.
No, I don't mean nothing. Because, it didn't mean anything because look what happened after.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get to there, but something happened after.
We'll get to there. I just want to say, I don't think it's going to mean anything because of what happened after. I would like to see a feud between Nia and Shayna.
I would like to see it.
That would be a cool thing to see.
What was it? Was it John Cena and Shawn Michaels when they won the tag team championship, but they didn't like each other?
Yeah.
Something like
I mean, that happens before. Team Hell No.
Yeah.
To make an example. We'll get back to Team Hell No a bit later, by the way.
When we get to the men. But anyway, so then Lana eliminates Nia. So basically, Nia is pretty much just chasing Lana around.
Lana just... It's a weird sort of a, one of those pull down the rope things, while at the same time
she goes charging and it goes over the rope, and it's like, why would you do that?
There was also like a like an actual move. It was it looked really weird, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can see the look on Lana's face because she was like, "Wait, I did that."
Yeah.
Like, what?
It was a good moment for Lana because Nia has really brutalized her in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it made her look really good.
Of course, then immediately Shayna and Nia got back in the ring and kicked her out 8 ways till Sunday.
Yeah, pretty much Nia
Lana
came then back into the thing because there's no disqualifications in Royal Rumble, and they went and they just beat up everybody.
Yeah.
They beat up everybody, and then everybody was just laying out on the floor. So.
And eliminated Lana.
Natalya eliminated Lana.
Natalya eliminated Lana. Because she was beaten.
So then
that is one thing I have never really understood. It's wrestling. You don't have to overthink it.
Mhm.
But I've always thought that this would be one of those things where the wrestlers themselves would want rules put in place that the WWE probably would. That says that it's true there is no elimination in a Royal Rumble, but you can only be eliminated by someone who's officially in the match.
Oh yeah, well, you know what? I know what you're getting at, and
I've never understood why they haven't even thought of an excuse as to why the wrestlers themselves don't say
when we
that.
go to the men's.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, we
statement.
can get back to that. We
We'll
can get back
to that.
Yeah.
But so our final four is we still have Bianca Belair,
Yep.
Charlotte,
Yep.
Rhea Ripley, and Natalya.
And Natalya.
Man, those four. Like, if anything else, if you didn't watch anything else, that last part of those four was just awesome.
Yeah, they were. It didn't actually last that long because Natalya wasn't in there long at
wasn't in there for that long. She got.
But they were doing. Oh man, they were doing good.
Blair eliminated Natalya real quick.
Yeah, no, Bianca did. I think.
That's what I said. Bianca Belair.
Oh, sorry. I
was going by her last name.
Sorry, yeah, Bianca eliminated Natalya. And then
the three. Those three, like, honestly, I wouldn't have cared who won.
No,
out of those
any
three.
of those three, and
I
Natalya
those
also,
three would have been fine
but...
with me. I would have been like,
yeah.
I would have been fine with.
Yeah.
Because they're all so damn good.
Absolutely. Bianca, Rhea, and Charlotte, they were playing it. They were playing it off. There is little doubt there.
I was like,
they were doing
nervous.
so good. Yeah.
That made
anyway,
me nervous.
eventually, after a great fight,
Charlotte
Rhea and Bianca eliminate Charlotte.
Yeah, together, and they're all
which is
good because they're both had like a thing with Charlotte at a time when NXT and stuff like that.
And also, again, it makes Charlotte seem fine that she needed both of them to kick her out.
Yeah.
I mean,
it makes Charlotte
all
look
of it
strong.
made sense.
Yeah.
All of it made sense. And then we have
the
Rhea
final
Ripley
two. Oh, my
and Bianca, and this is what I said I would get back to later. There is a moment there again. Both of them at one point end up hanging on by the top rope with their feet, the thing with their feet dangling just above the floor, before both of them just gets back and sits on the ring edge, and they're like, "Let's just have a little alliance here. Let's just have a little
just go
truce
back into the ring
until we're both back into the ring."
Right.
But they're sitting next to each other and talking, and I was like, those two that right there. Rhea herself posted an Instagram about it. The next day, or rather the same evening, and I'm like, this is the future of women's wrestling.
It's like says future, and I'm like, yeah, that's definitely the future.
And I'm like, I agree.
I
really agree.
I totally
agree. They are the upcoming kids or young kids or whatever you want to say.
They really
I mean,
are.
not that the Four Horsewomen, any of the Four Horsewomen are like very old veterans who are about to retire. But Rhea and Bianca is definitely the
newer school, I guess you can call it. But like, yeah.
Yeah, and they fight.
They had a good fight where it was like you really didn't know. It was like there were so many close calls.
Any of them.
It was so many close calls. I was just like at the edge of my seat. I'm just like, oh
yeah. I was super excited about the whole thing, but damn, it was good. I was super nervous. But in the end,
Bianca won. Our pick
won. Our unanimous pick won.
So it was like, man, I was just crying and everything. I was like, oh my god, congratulations!
It was so good, and it was so emotional.
It was. I am.
If anyone says wrestling isn't real, I want you to I mean, no, of course it is. Of course it's scripted and everything. But look at Bianca's face in the ring after she won. Either she is one of the best actors of all time, or there is really serious, emotional reality behind it.
I mean, look out! She was number 3.
Yeah.
And she was in there for like an hour.
Almost 40, 57 minutes, I
No, I
think.
think it was like an hour or something.
Maybe. I don't know. Something like that.
Something like that. It was like about an hour or something like that. But yeah, I mean, congratulations to her. I'm really happy for
Bianca,
her.
it
But
was
like,
well deserved. Both of
well,
us
it had.
thought
I
she
think
should win it, and we wanted her to, so all is good.
so. Now we
But
don't know who she's gonna
congratulations.
challenge. I'm thinking maybe Sasha. That's what my prediction is. She's gonna challenge
Yeah,
Sasha.
I
But
think
we'll
she'll
find
go after.
out
I
on
think she'll go
Friday.
after Sasha because she's still on SmackDown.
Right.
And I think Charlotte or Lacey is going to take it away from Asuka before their Mania match.
Yeah, I think so too. But let's get into the men's.
Let me just say one thing. Overall, I think the women's Royal Rumble match this year might have been the best Rumble match I've seen in forever.
For the women's, yeah, definitely. I agree.
It wasn't just a good women's. I mean, these days you don't say that because the women's are really good and equal to the men in skill. But I mean, this wasn't just like the best women's Rumble match I have seen in forever. This was the best Rumble match I have seen in forever, permanently or period. They were just everything was just
it was good.
spot on,
I
perfect.
I really liked it.
Me too.
Well,
But anyway, we've also been going for what, an hour and a half now, so I think we better move on.
Yes. Oh, yes. I might have to cut this in half, but anyway.
We'll see what we have to do about that.
We'll go through this quick. Oh, we have the men. So starting off is Edge. No.
I mean, we don't have to go through the men's. We don't necessarily have to go through the men's. Step by step.
We're just gonna go by the numbers and then.
Yeah. We might not have to go through the whole who eliminated who and so on.
Edge and
Edge and Randy started it. Edge and Randy started it. Edge was the first
thing going on, so.
Yeah. I would like to point out before we start anything, no spoilers. Well, spoilers as it is. Last week when we did our predictions, I said I don't know who's going to win because there's a lot of people who could, there's a lot of people who need it, and there's a lot of people I want to see. But man, do I want to see Edge win it! But it's not going to happen. I want you to hold on to that thought because Edge lasted a long time in this one.
Yeah, he did. And then number 3 is Sami Zayn.
Yeah. It's worth noticing that Edge and Randy, even when more people were coming in, Edge and Randy were basically just fighting outside the ring.
And most of the time they were fighting outside. They weren't
beating the shit out of each other.
And that time, Randy Orton got injured, right?
Yeah, Randy got injured and had to be taken. That was the only one where I was like, you did that 3 years ago or 4 years ago with Roman. You took him out on a stretcher, and then he ran back in again. I knew from the beginning that Randy would come back somehow.
No, I knew too. I was just waiting. I'm like, he's gonna come back. I didn't know who he was gonna come back for, but he was gonna come back.
Yeah, I don't understand why they did that. I would just have I get it, but I would have found another way of doing it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, number 3, Sami Zayn. Oh, by the way, let me just say, earlier in the show, there was a New Day promo where Sami Zayn got involved. That might be one of my favorite new promos. My God, they are so good at working together.
Yeah, I agree. But, I mean, there was really nothing going on with Sami Zayn until...
Yeah. I mean, Sami got in, they fought around a bit,
Number 4 was Mustafa Ali.
Mustafa Ali.
And they all went to go attack Edge.
Yeah. Yeah. Edge got... Oh, man. If anyone doubted that Edge is back to being able to take bumps, just watch the start of this Rumble. He got beat repeatedly.
Every time someone came into the ring, they went straight for Edge.
Yeah. It was amazing. And man, I'm glad to see Edge back in style. Always one of my favorites.
So then you got, number 5 was
Jeff Hardy. my comments to that is that I love Sammy's shirt, by the way. I am the IC champion. His whole conspiracy thing is oh, and one other comment I have: Orton has the best sadist face of anyone. No one looks as sadistic as Randy Orton when he
True.
just hit a power move.
Yeah.
And again, what I have is from Hardy, because Hardy wasn't in there for too long, and he was actually the first one eliminated. But what I have with Hardy is, damn, he is so good when he doesn't ruin himself with booze and drugs.
Yep, he is. He is.
When he's actually like physically on top, he is still these days super good.
Agreed. I agree. Number 6.
Dolph Ziggler. I like Dolph. I've always liked Dolph Ziggler.
Should have been me.
What?
I said it should have been me.
Yeah.
That's what he used to say all the time with Kofi. Do you not remember that?
Yeah, I do. It should have been me. I get it. Like I said, I love Dolph.
And he eliminated Jeff Hardy.
He eliminated Jeff Hardy pretty quickly.
Yeah, as soon as he got in, he eliminated him.
Yeah. He was the first elimination. Again, also with the men's, it took a while before the elimination started, which is good after last year, where
where Brock Lesnar pretty much eliminated everyone one by
Brock
one.
threw out the first 15, and then McIntyre threw out the last 15. Last year was a weird one, to be honest.
Yeah.
Anyway, the next one after that is Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm glad to see Shinsuke starting to get a push again, because he is way too good to... I really want them to do the same for Robert Roode, because I think both of them are too good to just be a lower card tag team. But I'm really glad to see Shinsuke get a push again. Also, he has one of the best intro musics in the business.
I like it.
I really do like it. It's one of the few intro songs I've actually downloaded and have in my music folder. It's really good.
So number 8 is Carlito.
Carlito, Caribbean Cool. Really Holy crap, Carlito looks good these days.
Man, jeez, man, what's his workout plan?
Suddenly he's got like an 8-pack or something.
It's like, what? Whoa. He looks really good.
Wow, he looks hot. I wouldn't mind Carlito. I know Carlito is very busy running the Colon Empire down in Puerto Rico. I wouldn't mind seeing Carlito come back. I mean, everyone says that back in the day, Carlito's biggest problem was he took his role too seriously and was basically like a spoiled brat.
Oh,
but it's also been 10 years now, and he's basically been running. I think he is. I wouldn't mind seeing Carlito come back. I think he could do great work, to be honest.
So we got number 9, which is one of my favorites, Xavier Woods.
Xavier Woods, Mr. Austin Creed. I know he's Xavier Woods. I always think of him as Austin Creed.
Yeah,
I just can't help
it.
Do. Yeah.
Xavier Woods is his character on Up, Up, Down, Down. If you don't know about that.
Oh yeah. Talk about Up, Up, Down. Yes, of course.
So that's
he has
on Austin Creed, but on
and it was the character he played back in TNA back in the old days.
Yeah.
Or Ring of Honor, or both. It doesn't matter. It used to be his wrestling name until he got into WWE. He is the underestimated part of the New Day.
I think he did good.
I think he did awesome. I mean, I always think he did all.
Especially
remember a couple of years ago when the New Day feuded with the Wyatt family?
Mm-hmm.
Woods sold that angle by himself.
Yeah, he did. But he's always been a good character. I always liked him.
He is so good. And he's a much better wrestler than I think a lot of people
give him.
I mean, he's a bit. I mean, Big E is like the big powerhouse, and Kofi is Kofi. But Woods, I mean, none of them are better than the others. I really do think Woods is severely underestimated as a wrestler. Like as an actual wrestler.
I agree.
Not as a character.
So number 10.
He eliminated Mustafa Ali pretty quickly, by the way.
Who?
Xavier.
No.
Yes.
No.
I took my notes while it happened.
You took them wrong, cause no, you did not.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you right now. So number 10. Number 10 is Big E.
Big E, yes.
Okay. So this is what happens. Big E comes in. They have, Lee Woods. They all have their little thing going on, whatever. Ali eliminates Woods. And Big E eliminates Ali.
Oh, that's how it happened. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. Yeah. I wrote wrong.
Big E had that look on his face, like, what did you do? And they got really mad and he eliminated him.
Woods eliminated by Mustafa Ali, not Woods eliminates Mustafa Ali. Yes, got it. No, you're right. I did write down the right thing, but it's past midnight and I can't read right now. Yes, Woods got eliminated by Mustafa Ali, and then Big E definitely eliminated Mustafa.
Right. So, since it's late over there, we're going to go hurry up real quick. Well, John Morrison was number 11.
Yeah, Ricochet number 12.
Elias.
And then Let's Walk 13. With Elias.
Which Elias eliminated Carlito.
Yeah, and then was fairly quickly after that. The next one in was
Damian Priest.
The only NXT presence, which I found weird.
I was expecting more of NXT.
There wasn't any takeover to get in the way of anything. So the next one was Damian Priest, who is a great wrestler, one of the really big up and comers on NXT right now. But I had expected
more. Only NXT that was there.
We didn't see Ciampa, we didn't see Gargano, we didn't see
Adam Cole
or Kyle O'Reilly or what's the other Undisputed Era guy?
I don't remember.
Doesn't matter.
There was only one NXT.
There was a lot of people from NXT I had expected to see, but we didn't. But anyway, Damian Priest comes in and eliminates Elias pretty quickly.
So then The Miz, number 15.
Yep.
And before The Miz had a competition with someone named Bad Bunny. I have no idea who Bad Bunny is.
I looked him up.
I have no idea.
Bad Bunny is apparently a Latino rapper who is currently very popular.
Yeah.
That's all I know about him, and I got that from Wikipedia.
But he had performed earlier, and then he had his equipment out there, and The Miz pretty much destroyed his equipment. And you're probably wondering why we're talking about this. Has some importance to what's going on in the match. Anyway.
They had a promo earlier with Morrison and Miz trying to get Bad Bunny into some alliance as famous people backstage, right. And
I guess Bad Bunny has a song called Booker T, and I don't.
It doesn't matter. Bad Bunny is
old and I don't know, but anyway.
Yeah, exactly. We're old. We don't. Both of us are old. We don't know what.
We don't know. So
the kids can deal with that one.
But Damian Priest basically eliminated both of them at the same time, Miz and Morrison.
Yeah, Miz and Morrison, yes.
And then Bad Bunny came out and did some stupid thing off the rope or whatever.
A really, really bad crossbody.
A really generic crossbody, like something they probably teach you like at the first day of like wrestling school or something.
They probably. Do you want to sing at Royal Rumble? Sure. Do you want to perform at Royal Rumble? Okay.
If I had the opportunity to do something at like Rumble or any other pay-per-view event, I would do it. You know what I mean? Like, how many opportunities would you have?
No. I would do it in a heartbeat. It's one of those. Could I do it? Probably not. But it's one of those where it's so obvious the man doesn't know what he's doing. He's literally just jumping off and allowing himself to be caught by the wrestlers below.
Pretty much. Which it wasn't a big thing, but it was a thing.
Yeah. So that be what that be, but they got eliminated.
Right, immediately. So number 16, Matt Riddle.
I think he's just called Riddle now. I think he's called Riddle. WWE don't like first names these days. They're basically taking first names away from half the crew. But yeah, Riddle came in. I am on and off on Riddle. I think he has great skills. but the whole douche bro character is just. It should up. I think they're trying to push him as a face, but all his character screams heel. So he's a weird position right now. But I mean, he's a great wrestler. There's no getting around that one.
I think he's good. I don't have a problem with him that much.
Nope.
Number 17, got Daniel
The,
Bryan.
the sentimental favorite, as they kept calling him every 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, I was like, okay, how many times are you gonna say that?
Yes, I know he's a sentimental favorite. Daniel Bryan has said quite obviously, as he's gotten to be a dad for the second time, and he is getting older. I think he said that he thinks he has maybe 2 years left of his career, maybe, and after that, he's probably going to have to retire. I want to remind you that Daniel Bryan was out of commission for
a while,
almost 5 years, I think,
a while.
with a neck injury. And I think he wants to retire before he gets hurt again. But the whole storyline was that this might be I have done practically everything, but I've never won a Rumble.
Right.
So I want to win the Rumble.
Okay.
And the fans, of course, wants to see Daniel Bryan win because Daniel Bryan is one of the most popular wrestlers in the business. And certainly in WWE. I wouldn't mind seeing Daniel Bryan win the Rumble. I would have loved to see Daniel Bryan win the Rumble. But they called him, again, the commentators named him the sentimental champion every time we saw him on screen. And at the end, it was almost laughable.
Yeah, I agree. It was like, okay, enough, forget it. Throwing it out our throats. Do we have number 18?
18. His Honor, the mayor of Knox County in Tennessee. The devil's favorite demon, Kane.
Which I was kind of shocked and surprised about that.
I knew he was coming because he had mentioned it in an interview.
No, I see. I didn't see the interview, so I was.
Really no, it was in a local Knoxville paper. I know someone who lives in and around Eastern Tennessee, so they saw the interview that he was probably going to appear on. But I like Kane. I always like Kane. Kane is amazing.
Kane was one of my favorites. I like Kane.
Kane is holding 2 records. He has competed in. He has most time in Go ahead. He has most time of any superstar in a Rumble match. I mean, in combined Rumble matches, he has more eliminations than anyone, and I think he has participated in more Rumbles than anyone.
Yeah.
And
I'm just like, he's probably trying to keep his streak still. I'm like, okay, Kane.
So he just
keeps some city right now.
Yeah, he just keeps doing that. He shows up. He's not in there for very long, but he gets to eliminate. He did eliminate
Dolph Ziggler though.
He eliminates Ziggler and Ricochet, and then Damian Priest kicks him back out again. That's fine. Kane did what he's supposed to do. He was there for the spectacle. He got to do that. He got to boost his championships, and he's on a plane back to Tennessee.
So, yep, number 19, Corbin, or King Corbin, as he calls himself.
Whatever, Corbin. I feel like Corbin is under. I know the fans generally don't like him. I think he's a pretty good wrestler. I like Corbin. I think he's a good heel. I think he's a good power heel.
I think he's good. I don't have a problem with Corbin.
Number 20, Otis. Otis is another one of those who is like, I have in my notes, he's another one of those, not to the same degree as like Keith Lee. Where was Keith Lee? Is he injured?
I don't know.
Keith Lee wasn't in the Rumble this year, and I was actually really surprised. But he might have been injured. Otis is like Keith Lee or Big E or someone. He shouldn't be able to move like that at his size.
Shouldn't, but he do.
But he do. I like Otis. Again, Otis is never going to have have the Universal Championship, but he is fun to see in the ring.
So we got number 21.
Dominic Mysterio.
I really have nothing to say about him.
I don't. I know. I feel the same. I'm a bit ambivalent about
'Cause I didn't
Dominic.
even know. Apparently, they have something. He had something going on with Corbin. I was like,
Uh, he
really?
he's,
That
he's he
surprised
he
me. I
and
didn't know.
he and Ray has been feuding with Corbin for a while.
Yeah.
Corbin is good at fighting with especially the undersized people they need to build. They did it with Ziggler. They did it with several other people. Remember the thing where Ziggler once challenged him to a proper amateur style Greco wrestling match, and then basically just wailed him in the nuts with a low blow. One of my favorite Ziggler moments of all time, by the way.
But yeah, I mean, I don't really have nothing to say. I mean, he did eliminate Corbin after a while.
He did get to eliminate Corbin, which was the point after all. Corbin eliminated Otis. By the way, Otis wasn't in there for very long. He got to hit the his version of the worm.
He also eliminated Corbin. Also eliminated Nakamura too, right? I think he did.
Corbin eliminated. I think Corbin eliminated.
Didn't he eliminate
Shinsuke, yeah, he kicked out Shinsuke, of course. He kicked out Shinsuke. Yeah, Dominic and Corbin have. I find it hard with Dominic. I don't think he's bad. It's just that. I mean, he's a pretty good
right
wrestler.
Now, he's a good wrestler. I think it would have been better if they just had him as Dominic and not as Ray's son or something like that.
Yeah, I think the problem is that you have to compare him with his father.
Yeah,
and Ray is just a lot.
You shouldn't.
Even today, Ray is just a lot better.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it might feel like Dominic is like the weaker version, or the
well, it's kind of like
nepotist.
the same thing with like Ric Flair and Charlotte, when a lot of people were comparing them together, and then Charlotte finally broke out of that.
Yeah, I think
Dominic can do the same.
Absolutely. I think Dominic would do well to maybe get either shifted down to NXT or to Raw and be alone for a while.
Right.
Because I think Dominic can be very good, but I mean, Ray is still, again, one of the most skilled and popular wrestlers out there, and I don't think it helps that they're always together. It still looks like he needs Dad to hold his hand, which is a shame.
Pretty much. And then we have 22. Bobby Lashley. I like the Bobby Lashley in the Hurt Business. I think.
Yes. I like the Hurt Business in general.
Yeah,
by
the
the way,
Hurt Business is awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
No, I like. We've been talking about before that Bobby Lashley, like a lot of other of those characters, needed some personality. I still think he needs a bit of unique personality rather than I am big, black, and scary. But since I say black, oh man, I'm a racist. I meant big.
You're such a racist.
I meant to say big, bold. I'm
gonna have to shut down this whole damn video.
Yeah, I meant to say I'm big, bold, and scary. Oh man, oh crap, that's the institutional racism I keep hearing about.
But he eliminated Priest.
Anyway,
right?
he does in the Hurt Business. He doesn't need to have that personality because people like Shelton Benjamin and the others can run that interference for him.
Right, and
so
Bobby Lashley ended up eliminating Dominic and Priest. So
yes, that was. I actually thought. Is Damian at that point? I was thinking, is Damian Priest gonna make a deep run? Is he gonna be in the final four or something? And then
thought so, but I thought he was doing pretty good, but nope. They
Lashley basically just came in and threw him out.
Yeah, they shut that quick.
Yeah.
Then number 23, we have
the superhero,
the Hurricane. Woo! Yes,
Shane Helms, and I will never get tired of seeing Shane Helms doing the Hurricane.
Oh, never! It's so funny.
I love the Hurricane.
So funny.
Only thing is, I realize it was a flashback or a callback to the famous one back in 2002 or 2003, but back in the early 2000s with the double choke slam thing. The problem is he tried to do the same thing this year with a double choke slam on Bobby Lashley and
Big
E, and immediately got eliminated. Oh, Bobby Lashley and Big E, they had a confrontation.
Oh,
they look good.
They look
But
really good.
the problem is all respect to Bobby Lashley and Big E, it worked well. It was fun. But the original one was Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H, which makes this year seems like it seem like a bit like, you know, the second-rate version of a great gig. The original thing back in the day was the only ones in the ring back then was well, I think there was one or two others lying around being beaten up, but it was Triple H at his height and Stone Cold Steve Austin before his retirement.
By the way, I would like to mention Edge is still getting his ass kicked. By the way.
Oh yeah,
Edge is still getting his ass kicked by everybody that's coming. By the way, because the next entrance, it makes a difference. But yeah, Edge is getting his ass kicked. So the next entrance we have number 24, which I was surprised to see him.
I was marking out like shit. I watched it in the morning after, and I work afternoon, so most people in my house had gone to, or my apartment building had gone to work, so I didn't worry about shouting, and I was like, yes! Yes!
So we got number 24, it's Christian.
Christian!
Do you see the look on Edge's face when he saw Christian, like, oh man, someone help me or whatever. Like the look of relief or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Also, when those two get up and do the hug, I'm not gonna lie. I got a little thing in my throat. I might have gotten some dust in my eye.
It's been like 10 years or something like that since they actually been in the ring together.
I mean, Edge retired in 2011. Christian in 2014. We haven't seen any of them for ages, and well, Edge got back last year, but yeah, I don't think those two have shared a ring since Edge's last match 9 years ago.
Oh yeah, and also to mention, Team Hell No actually had a hug.
Yeah, Team Hell No had a thing there for a second. They had a hug, and then they fight.
I think
as Team Hell No will do, obviously.
Right. But yeah, it was good to see Edge and Christian back in the ring together. I was like,
yeah,
I'm not crying. It's just dust.
I wasn't crying, but it was close. Let's just put it like that.
Close.
I was afraid that Christian was going to betray Edge because they have a history of that. But it's no spoilers. He didn't.
Well, when Christian came out, then like it took Christian what was it, Big E,
Daniel Bryan, and Riddle to eliminate Lashley.
Bobby Lashley or whatever.
Yeah. Christian was in there for a long time.
Oh, he was. He did good.
I mean, for someone who was like a free agent or whatever you want to call it, a surprise entry, he was in there for almost 20 minutes.
Yeah, he did good.
Christian hung in there. That's all I can say to that.
Okay, so we have number 25, AJ Styles with what's that guy's name? He has
Omos, I think they call him.
This is where you want to talk about people eliminating other people who are not in the match.
Omos saves AJ Styles at one point, and after
a few times.
And basically after that eliminates Big E. Who has been in the ring for... I like that they make Big E look good by giving him almost half an hour in the ring. He is champion right now, and they need to build... they can't just treat the Intercontinental Champion as a nobody.
He also eliminated the next entrance, too. So.
Yeah. After AJ, it was Rey Mysterio. Then Rey came in.
Yep.
And, but he never got any... He hit his moves, but this guy, Omos, who is AJ's current bodyguard...
He pretty much eliminated like 2 people.
Yeah,
I mean, I know there's no disqualifications, but
yeah,
I feel like you said, like they should have like some kind of like rule where it's like only people in the match
could eliminate other people.
Have him like I wouldn't have cared if they had him like come in and beat everybody up and have AJ to top people off.
No, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. I mean, I just feel like maybe I'm just taking my wrestling too serious, but I feel like this is something the other wrestlers would have asked the WWE to do. You know, say only those in the match can actually eliminate someone from the match. I just feel like it's one of those rules that would seem obvious. But of course, the WWE likely eliminate someone who's not in the match trope, so it's never going to happen. I don't like it.
So we got number 20.
I don't mind outside interference. I just don't like people being
getting
eliminated by someone
yeah,
who is
not
in the match.
But we got number 27.
But the next, Sheamus.
I like Sheamus. I always enjoy Sheamus.
Like Sheamus. I always like Sheamus.
Heels, Sheamus, face Sheamus. I enjoy either one.
Yeah.
I think he's one of those characters that can display both so well.
And after him, Cesaro.
Cesaro is so good. But he's so underrated.
I keep saying that Cesaro is the most underestimated wrestler in the entire company.
He's so good,
it's
though. He's
criminal
so good.
that Cesaro has never had a main title run. It's really that simple.
I think he deserves it.
He is the Swiss cyborg or whatever they want to call him. He is so goddamn good.
He's so good. And I think they should do so much more with him. He's so deserving of it.
We had a bar reunion for a very short second.
Yeah.
Him and Sheamus before they kept trying to then eliminate each other.
Of course, because they know friends.
Yeah, but I mean, it was cool to see one of those little we be friends, an enemy, whatever moments. Let's fight. And then number 29.
We all knew he was gonna come.
The Messiah of Monday Night Raw.
Well, now it's Friday Night SmackDown.
Well, whatever. The Messiah of WWE, Seth Rollins. I'm glad to see Seth.
Well, I didn't think he was injured. I think he did left because Becky was having a baby.
No, I don't think he was injured. I think he took time off. I'm pretty sure he just took time off.
For the baby and stuff like that.
I mean, he had been going. I remember.
Like he said, okay, I'm taking time off now. You gotta have some fake injury or something.
Yeah, obviously. But I remember the dirt sheets back in the day was like, he has been going practically, I mean, apart from the huge injury he had, he has been going practically full steam for 8 years.
I like Rollins. I like
Rollins a lot. I think Rollins is one of the best they have.
I think he's like one of the best. He's one of my favorites on the shows.
Yeah, he's one of the best on the mic. He's one of the best in the ring.
You know, like he's another one. It's just like he's just good all around.
He's got a great look. Yeah, he's one of those all-arounders that are just maybe top 3 or at least top 5 on just everything.
Yeah, I would put him especially with his heels. I would put him up there with the best heels between Randy and Triple H and stuff like that.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. I mean, Rollins is in my opinion one of the top 5 guys of the company.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, just as a gen. I mean, people like AJ and Roman. AJ, Roman, Seth. Yeah, I mean, those 3 could very well be the top 3 guys of the company, just in general. To be honest, Randy, of course, is there, but
Randy's just good all around. Cause Randy makes people look good.
He has been there for 18 years, and he still looks like he could get going forever.
Like he don't look like he can never quit.
He is so good. He's only gotten better over the years. God, I love Randy Orton as a wrestler.
He's one of my favorite heels ever. Like he's on my top.
Anyway,
number 30. Braun.
Anyway, I think Seth eliminate Bryan before number 30 came in? Was Daniel Bryan there? Anyway, no. Seth Rollins eliminates Daniel Bryan at one point.
Yeah. I think it was number 30 was Braun Strowman.
So we knew that. Again, it was one of those things we already knew.
Braun Strowman eliminated Sheamus, and then he eliminated Styles.
Yeah.
And then Rollins eliminated Braun.
I do like the elimination of Styles, by the way.
Oh yeah, because every time they got eliminated, almost kept catching him and putting him back into the thing, and Strowman was throw it on the other side of the ring.
So Braun took him and ran towards the side where Omos was and was about to throw him out and was like, "Oh, you're there," and just turned around and just yeeted him over the other side of the ring instead. It was just Okay,
Like,
why didn't anyone else think about that? Because
right,
that
like
was
that was
brilliant.
an idea. Like, okay, he kind of like that guy didn't look like he can run that fast over there. So I'm like,
It was like, that seems almost too practical to be something you would do in a wrestling ring. Usually in a wrestling ring, everything has to be complex and over the top. This was just like, oh, this not gonna work. Well, we'll just go over there instead. Yeet! Goodbye.
that was
Braun.
great. That was fantastic.
Bye, Braun.
I liked it. And then Rollins eliminated Bryan.
Yeah, and
And then
who else? Oh, Riddle. Riddle. He
Riddle.
also threw out Riddle.
no, I think Rollins, Seth eliminated Bryan, and then Rollins. I mean, not Rollins, but Braun.
Yeah, Seth Rollins eliminated Bryan and Riddle.
I thought
He got a couple in a row.
I thought Braun eliminated Riddle.
No, I don't think so. Braun got both of the old bar guys. Braun got Sheamus and Cesaro almost immediately. And then he got AJ Styles. I think, pretty sure. Anyway, don't hold us up on it. One of them,
it was a long
one of
match.
them eliminated Riddle.
It's been a while since we watched it, but yeah.
Whoever eliminated Riddle did it around this point. So we have the final
four.
No, sorry. One Seth did eliminate was Christian.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying right now, because the way it was, I don't know who eliminated who. So you have Edge, Rollins.
Christian. Yeah, no, that was Seth eliminated Christian because he did that almost straight after. I think he did it with Riddle.
No, because
actually.
it was up to the final four was Edge, Christian, Rollins, and Braun Strowman, because Seth Rollins was trying to get Braun Strowman to be like, hey, let's team up together and we can take them out. We're like the new school, like the old school, so.
Oh yeah, it was Edge and Christian. That's true.
It was Edge and Christian, and it was kind of like, those four, and then
right. That's what happened. So Edge basically eliminated Braun by ducking down over the ropes, and Christian, because Christian lifted up Braun's legs and Edge pulled down the rope. But as Braun is going out, then Rollins is also throwing Christian out.
So they got out at the same time.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I must say, Randy Orton's still in the match. He was just in the back.
We haven't seen Randy Orton.
We haven't seen Randy Orton for like the whole final two with Rollins and Edge.
Yeah.
So Seth Rollins and Edge.
They're fighting around a bit. Not very long, by the way, because almost before they do anything, Randy, as one would expect, run in with a you can say it. Come on, let's have it. What did he throw?
RKO.
Out of nowhere. Because every RKO has to be out of nowhere right now, apparently.
You kind of knew he was coming. You kind of knew
he was going to come back. Everyone knew he was coming. But yeah, he came back, and he pulled an RKO, and Edge eliminated Seth.
Well, no. Edge eliminated Seth first, and Edge thought he had won, and then Randy Orton came out.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's how it was. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, Randy Orton came out after that and started an RKO, and then fucking Edge just threw him out with like the authorities.
Yeah. So the real final two is Edge and Randy.
Right.
Also the guys who started, and also the guys who have been feuding forever.
The 1 and 2 who started the match also finished the match, which is
cool, because those two have history and everything.
Which is also cool, because I think there's not too many people that started off from 1 with like Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, and Rick.
I think Edge is like number 3.
The only thing I can say is that they also did it a couple of years ago. I think. I think they need to be careful about doing. Again, Bianca was number 3. I think next year, whatever they do, I think they need to start reintroducing that, having someone either in Lucky 27 or in spot 30 actually
in the
win.
Middle, like in 15 or something.
I don't mind, but they have done it so much that the idea that
Because
getting
I mean,
number
Charlotte won
30 is.
last year, and she was like what 14 last year, or 14 or
Yeah, I
15,
think
something
so.
like that.
I think so. I think so. I mean, the point is, it's been a couple of years, both in the women and the men, that one of the last guys in actually won it, and I feel like that's cheapening the idea that drawing a late number
Guaranteed to
is a
win.
positive. I think they do need next year to maybe have at least on one of them, one of the late entries win it.
But
I
also, I
mean,
mean, it also depends on like the wrestler too, because it's like okay, if that's a strong character, and they can, you know what
of
I'm saying?
course, and the storyline they want to tell and everything. I'm just saying, I think it would be good to reestablish the idea that number, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 30 are good numbers to have. Because it's been a while since any of them won.
True.
It's really the problem.
But
But Edge won.
Edge won
Edge
his
threw out.
pick, his pick that he wanted to win, but he wasn't sure he was gonna win. Tim's pick.
Yeah, the one I was certain, the one I wanted, but was certain wasn't
sure,
going
like
to
it
happen.
was no way. And like,
Yeah, ain't no way that's gonna
he
happen.
looked
But
so good.
man, did it happen?
He looked so good. Edge looked so
Last
good.
year Charlotte was number 17, by the way.
Oh. But he looked so
Yeah.
good. He did so well, even getting his ass beat constantly by everybody.
It's so good. I know he only has so and so many appearances per year, but I'm so glad to see him back in top form,
Yeah,
so to speak.
he did really well.
It's so nice.
That he didn't think he was ever gonna come back from, and it's like, oh wow.
Yeah, I've just gone back and looked
what a
at some of
comeback
the-
story! What a comeback story!
Yeah, it was so, and I mean, it was on the day. That was one thing they mentioned at the end of the Rumble. For those of you who haven't seen it yet, it was basically 11 years to the day where I mean, Edge won the one in 2009. Edge has one from before, and it was on the same day, 11 years ago, that he won the last one. So, yeah, I've gone back through a couple of the latest Raws. I mean, Becky Lynch at 27 won in 2019. Other than that, it's been some time since one of the late entries actually won anything, to be honest.
I like yeah.
Just saying. I mean, it's not important. It's been a while since one of the really late entries won anything, and I think that's a bit sad, honestly. It had meaning to draw number 30. Anyway, men's rumble. What do you think? Apart from the winner, we're both happy with the winner, I guess.
I
don't think you have a problem with the winner.
I thought it was a great match. It had some little bit of moments there, but I thought it was overall just. I mean, I always liked the Rumble. Rumble has like always been one of my top favorite.
The Rumble is my favorite. The Rumble is probably my favorite of all time.
I always like it because you never know who's gonna show up, who's gonna win, and everything else like that. It's always like.
The Rumble is probably still my favorite. I know Mania is Mania, but I still think the Rumble is my favorite pay-per-view of the year, or at least match of the year.
Yeah, that's like I said, it's one of my tops. Like my top three, Mania and then Rumble. But yeah, anyways.
What do you think about the men's Rumble overall? I mean,
thought it was good.
Was it good?
It was great.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, like I said, I always enjoyed. I didn't think there was like anything.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the women's.
I'm with you there. I think it was really good. I actually do think it was really really good.
I was surprised that some people weren't in it. I was surprised there was not enough NXTs in the men's, but.
Yeah, and again, where was Keith Lee? I wonder if he's injured right now. I really don't know.
I haven't been watching all the SmackDowns. I mean Raw.
No, I mean obviously I haven't either because getting them in Denmark is a bit tricky. And I see. His girlfriend his girlfriend was Mia Yim, and she is COVID positive. So he was probably supposed to be there.
Maybe Dolph Ziggler took his face. I was reading.
He could, or it could have been Damian Priest. There was only one NXT guy. It could have been that he was supposed to be in Priest. I mean, Damian Priest was super dominant in the time he was in. It could well be they had that spot in mind for Keith Lee.
Isn't Keith Lee in Raw now? He ain't really in NXT anymore.
I think he's on Raw, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying he was since he was the only NXT guy, that might be why. I mean, he was there
Maybe I have no
to
idea.
begin with. I don't know either. The point
I
is,
would have expected more, but you know, it
yeah.
overall, if you haven't seen it yet, obviously you got spoiler alerts. But if you haven't seen it yet, you should go check it out. It's pretty good. It was really good. They had some
Overall,
pretty funny moments there and everything else, and some good.
overall, I think it was a pretty. I think it was a pretty good. I think in general it was a pretty good.
Good Rumble.
I think it was a pretty good pay per view. Again, to hell with. There was a couple of irrelevant matches, so to speak, but the last man standing match and the two Rumble matches were both
They were both, you know,
really
they were really
good.
I mean, if anything else, go watch those three.
Yeah,
Even though you know
incredibly
win
good.
and the whole Roman or anything, just go watch it. It's worth
Yeah.
it's worth the watch.
Yeah, no, they were. Oh man, they were so good.
Okay, well, I am going to end it here because we've been going on for 2 hours.
Yeah, well, in that case, goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Hopefully, I'll see you before the next pay per view.
Which I don't know what the next one is.
I don't know. We'll find out. Doesn't matter.
But yeah. Also, don't forget to check out our other video, A Way Out.
Yeah. Okay, that was what. If I was going to shell anything, I'm going to shell our gaming, our prison breakout videos. We're going to be breaking out of prison, is what we are.
So you make sure you check that. And I also have other things coming out. But anyways, thanks so much, Tim.
Thank you very much for having me.
No problem. And I'll see y'all next time. Okay? Bye.
Bye.